Okay, so yeah, once you have created your animation sequence from Grasshopper and Rhino, you'll see how much space you have to work with. In this case, I want to add some supplemental graphics below this. So I'm going to go over to composition settings, and add about 250 more pixels to this canvas space. So I'm going to change this to 1400. And then I also want the length to be, let's go up to like 45 for now. Hit OK. So now you can see, oops, I didn't want it to be linked. So let's undo that real quick. Composition. So unlink that and just make that your desired height. I'm going to change this to 45. Okay, so now I'm going to shift that up a little bit to give me some breathing room underneath. Now I want to start to figure out how compositionally I want everything to fit. If I hit Control R, I can see where my rulers are. I want to make this first one take up, maybe it starts at around 100, and then ends at about 500 for 400 pixels of space. Probably do about the same thing for the next one. Give it about 100 pixel space, 600 to 1,000. And then do from 1,100 to 2,100. So I'm going to have one graphic here, another here, and then another longer one over there. Again, this is up to you on how you want to lay it out, but the reason I'm showing this is that you need to know this sizing so that you can create your Illustrator file to be that size. So, for example, with this chart one, this one is going to be in this longer area. So I know that's 1,000 pixels. So again, I'll hit Control R so I can see the rulers, changes the pixels, and then reframe my canvas space to be 1,000 by, I don't know, I think I should have about 250 pixels at the bottom. Let's see, if I do it at about this area, where am I at? Yeah, that should be a pretty good height. Okay, so I have basically that wire framed out. Now I can scale this. You can do it to maintain that. If you see that maybe you want it to be a little bit taller, you can always just drag that down a little. Okay. So again, because I know I have a background, it'd be easy just to go ahead and set up a new layer for the bottom and make that a black background. Just so we see how this is going to look in After Effects. So for the bar part, I'm going to make that white. So if I go to my libraries, I've already got a pretty nice color palette within it. Possibly, maybe not. Does it have to be the CC? Is it loading now? Am I not signed in all of a sudden? It's annoying. I don't really care enough to do that. Okay, I'm just going to make that a simple white tone. Maybe not perfectly white, but definitely within the lighter spectrum. Oops, I have to, let's try and select that again. There we go, that's a little better. I'm going to make the bottom one a little bit thicker. Then make the rest of these a little bit lighter, thinner. Okay. And the colors, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to also make these kind of a white tone. Because right now I really just want to read as a placeholder for now. So it's going to be fairly simple. But I want to highlight my actual annual summaries. So I know that, or there's a couple easier ways. So we obviously need the months as well. So again, I'm going to just create a text box. Or let's just click this canvas space. And give it just a J for January. I'm going to pick the font I want. In this case, I'm really stuck on gravity lately. I'll keep it white. Make sure it's centered. And I can see that I probably need to extend this a little bit more. Just because I can see this first one's a little bit close. There we go. So now it's nice and matching there. What's nice if I zoom in, click and drag to copy it, that'll make the first copy. And I could manually do that. Or I can hit Control D to just copy that transformation. Change these. Probably going to be much smaller. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Let's make that a little bit smaller, maybe like 9. And then these are going to be kind of a gap in the dates. But I'm going to, again, I can do the same thing in order to make workflow a little bit more efficient. I'll see that it's that green smart guy clicks there. And I can just hit, again, Control D enough times to copy that transformation all the way over. So even things like that of creating those initials for your months can be pretty easy. And then in this case, I'm going to also do the year. So it's going to be 2006. In this case, I want that to be bold, maybe a little bigger, and have that match up there. And again, I'll do the same thing just to make life easier. I'm not going to change all these dates because I've already finished that. So there's just how you can start to lay out the dates and obviously change these through their appropriate years. But now I can easily select those monthly or those annual summaries for each year because I know where they're at right now. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Go to a new layer. Hit front, so paste them on the front. And then I'm going to give these more or less a blue hue. Then we do the same thing. I'm going to select them, make them a little bit bigger as well, just to, again, put a little bit more emphasis. So we can clearly see where our annual summaries are versus all that monthly data. In order, like, this is, again, where you have to kind of plan ahead for how you want this to animate in After Effects. Let's make that a little bit more. I want these to essentially light up every time the data changes in my After Effects video. So in order to do that, I need these to be all in their separate layer. So what I can do is I can select those objects. So you can see they're just like that. And then what I could do is I can click this tab up here and say um, release to layers. I'm just going to do builds. Or you could do it in sequence, but let's just do that. And now you can see that now they're all in their separate layers. I'll go ahead and drag that above, get rid of this old one. Now you can see, I believe this bottom one is the last one. Oops. Did it do this again? Nope. Oh, so that's the top one. Okay. So there's that top layer. There's the next layer. Where? I don't know why I made a copy. I have to do that other version. Oops. What the heck? Okay, so now they're on separate layers or not? That did not. Oh, so you don't want to do what I just did with the builds. So let's undo that a little bit. Okay, so again, I'll select those layers, say release to layers sequence. So now you can see that they're all just have the single line if you do it by sequence. So there's that one. The next year. So that's why we want them all in a separate layer. Rename them their appropriate years so that way it's easier in After Effects. Again, I'm going to kind of cut this one short just so I can show you in the end what it should start to look like. So this is the final one that I did. For this, you can see I've even added what those values are at the top. What's nice is they're all on their own. Both the text and that chart are on their separate layers, so that way, so I have the value, the bar, and the years, so that in After Effects they'll turn on and off um, together. Okay. I've also created that height field circle file. So again, this involves, let's see, let's create that background one again. Again, I'm not going to go over the tedious task. I think you guys get the gist of how to edit in Illustrator. So again, I have the national map. I use Las Vegas as my location. Some kind of legend to see where 0 inches to 12 inches looks like. Gravity. And then you can see I've again organized them. So here's 2006, so the larger ones are 12 versus your smaller ones, or else you kind of get more of a whitish or a really desaturated color. Again, and I wanted to do that so that each layer, so in After Effects, they can turn on and off at different times. Okay. Then I also did one. This is another one where I just wanted to look at the, this is going to be the one that goes in this middle one. That regional one will be over here. This one will be right there, and that's where that chart's going to go. So again, I'm just looking at them from their time frame. So here's 2006, 7, 8. Again, it's a little tedious, but it starts to tell a better story once you put these into After Effects. So I'm going to go ahead and try and open one that I've already started. So this is what happens when you don't have files that are links, but I can always redo that pretty easily. So replace footage by finding that file. Is that correct? Huh. Okay, so that's all that. Let's see, is this still working? These are probably also need to be relinked. No, that's, yep, okay, so that's there. So I'll let that run through real quick. I'm going to pause this. Any questions from you guys? Does it make sense?
Yeah. It's cool. It's kind of like the storyboard thing we do in the class last semester, except for now it's in now it's a video form.
Imagine that. What a coincidence.
It's like things are working out.
Yeah, it's all coming together. That's why they pay me the big bucks. My poor laptop.
Yeah. Yeah. Just shut my laptop down and like leave it alone. Just one day. I think I have a stressful life.
Well, we'll just stop it there and I'll upload this layer where it's working. So that's good.